Hello, everyone. This is Scotty Reed, the host of a number of programs on Black Talk Radio, and I was tagged in this photo that is circulating on social media and apparently on different websites about Eric Gardner and whether or not his murder has anything to do with racism and white supremacy. So, this is what was reported by New York Daily News. Having that black sergeant in charge of that crime scene takes race out of the equation. As awful as Patelio's actions appear on that video, at no time does that black sergeant order him to stop choking Garner. So let's remove race out of the equation. That's what they want to do, right? What are you left with? You're still left with a homicide. You're still left with any number of charges, that from misdemeanors all the way to felonies that this guy could have been indicted on and given a trial. Really, he didn't even have to be indicted, just charged by the prosecutor and arrested. But as we see across the nation, that's not what's happening. So if this person doesn't wants to take race out of the equation, really what they should be talking about if they were interested in justice is expanding it from just the one cop who choked him out, but all the others who held on to his legs, and including this black sergeant who did not tell him to stop choking this man to death. He is the supervisor, then certainly he has to be held responsible. If we're taking race out of it, and for those who are confused about how black people can stand around and participate in this sort of terrorism against anyone, let alone other black people, then I just want to tell you to go to Facebook, type in this search term in the Facebook search engine, the tag proxy racism. So that's pound proxy racism, and you'll find a number of different articles and commentary that have to do with proxy racism. Just like this guy here, this black guy who runs the private healthcare provider, which has been cited by a number of human rights organizations for basically bilking the taxpayers, charging them for a whole bunch of money and providing virtually no care to the prisoners. Prisoners allowed to die. It's just really terrible. I believe the name of that company is Corazon. You can find out more. Just Google that term, or not Google the term, but go to Facebook and put in proxy racism. It's a term that I developed to explain to other people how black people can be seen beating other black people under the color of law. As police officers, as prison guards, how can they participate in the enslavement and the terrorism against their own communities? Well, proxy racism explains it. They are rewarded. They are made to feel like they're one of the guys, one of the boys in blue, if we want to talk about cops, one of the good Negroes, if we want to talk about racism, and some of them just go out of their way. So let's just take race out of the equation, all right? Still, we are left with hundreds of killings, hundreds, probably more beatings we probably don't even know about. I heard today that the New York Times published 500 more names of police incidents that wasn't on the federal government's radar. Some report they gathering statistics on how many people get killed by cops. And the New York Times, if I'm not mistaken, I will conservatively say 300 to 500 names that they found that were not in the federal report of people. So, black people participating in this, Hispanic peoples participating in it, any colonized, conquered people. There are people among them that will sell out for a paycheck. It's just that plain and simple. And then they get carried away and take it even farther. Instead of actually doing the job that they were hired to do, and being the kind of cop that they described that just wants to help his community. That's what the guy who choked out Eric Garner said. Oh, but that's how you help in the community, by choking out fathers and grandfathers on the street over nonviolent so-called crime. This was a alleged tax crime. So, you know, Eric Garner will never even stand a day in court to be proven guilty of doing anything. So you just killed this man on a suspicion. And then if we look at it nationally in terms of the federal government, they are killing people all over the world with drones, suspected of this or that. The media goes along with it, calling them suspected militants. These are suspects. Eric Garner was a suspect. They don't, you know what I'm saying, the constitutional protections, all of that, you know, your day in court. No, these are Judge Dredd executioners. That's what many of these cops think they are. And it's a system that allows this and, you know, tries to justify all of this killing. But so if you confused about black people acting as the proxies of racist white people, then, you know, again, go to Facebook, put in the term proxy racism. Go to blacktalkradionetwork.com website, put search engine proxy racism. So that's how we explain that. So let's take race. The black sergeant, doesn't matter what color he is. What matters is that he supervised the killing of this man. So that's a wider conspiracy. Every last single one of those cops should have been charged in either the whatever grand jury or jury will decide. First degree murder, second degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, negligent. They have a bunch of charges they could throw at them. So that's really, you know, thank you, New York Daily News. Let's call for a wider, you know, prosecution. Let's charge this sergeant along with those under his supervision that carried out this murder on America street. So that's how I answer that. Thanks, Otis, for alerting me to this garbage that they circulating out there on social media. So anybody asks you, that's how you answer it. Yeah, let's take race out of it. You're still left with murders.